queens all enter the workroom with a very energetic vibe, with Pave exclaiming that it's week 2. The queens all congratulate Fleury on winning the challenge and Silver for surviving the lip sync.
After that bottom to placement, I've never felt more sick. I need to slay these challenges because I can't go through that again.
Pudding then asks everyone who they thought won the lip sync. Mama then tells Pudding since she asked the question she should answer, and Pudding says she was hoping Silver would go home.
If I had a nickel for every time Pudding brought up wanting Silver to be eliminated, I'd have 2 nickels. Sure, it's cool, but it's weird it happened twice.
Silver rolls his eyes and then claps back at Pudding, saying if she was in the bottom over wave she would have been sent packing, but Pudding tells Silver she actually knows how to sew. The queens to get ready for the mini challenge. Silver won the mini challenge.
Well, this is perfect. Hopefully, this will be the thing to get me on an upward trajectory. I was also told I'll have an advantage, whatever that means.
Hello, my queens. As you know, we love ourselves a good musical cough musical theater gaze. But anyways, this week we will be having a musical. Specifically Winx Club the Rusical.
Oh, my. God, it's the Ruskell. I'm so excited.
Silver, as the mini challenge winner, you will be able to assign the roles. Now then, good luck and don't F it up.
A musical. Great, I don't really like musicals. If anything, I hate them, but now I have to perform in one.
The queens all gather around in the workroom and listen to all the parts. Silver then asks what roles the queens want. Tiny and Fleury asked for the lead Bloom. Tiny looks a bit annoyed and Fleury asks if Tiny is up to the challenge.
Girl, be for real, you already won a challenge. You don't need to be in the lead. Plus, I'm a pretty good dancer, and Bloom is in almost every scene.
Pudding then says that Fleury should get the role, seeing how she won the first challenge. Tiny then tells Pudding to stay out of drama, that she isn't in. Fleury then says that she and Tiny can talk by themselves while the others get their roles, so both Fleury and Tiny walk away.
I'll be honest, I don't think I want Bloom anymore. I know queens who are like Tiny, young, dumb, and takes everything personally, and I'm not here to just be in pointless drama with her.
Silver then asks if anyone else wants a particular role. Pave says that he will gladly take Musa. A few queens look a bit gagged. Miku then tells Pave that he'd better slay since Musa is the host, but Pave says is up for the challenge.
I'm pretty confident in being Musa. It might be a mistake depending on how you look at it, but I'm very confident.
The rest of the queens don't mind which role they get, but then both Tiny and Fleury walk back into the workroom with the conclusion that Tiny is going to be Bloom. Silver goes off by himself to cast the rest of the roles.
I really don't care what role I get. I'm a pretty good performer. I just hope I get a part with less lines.
Silver walks back to the queens and announces each role. Tiny will be Bloom, Pudding will be Aisha, Pave will be Musa, Licia will be Stella.
I suddenly now care about what role I have now.
Lilamon will be Flora, Silver will be Tekna, Mama will be Darcy, Ember will be Icy, Miku will be Stormy, Fleury will be Brandon, and Staryu will be Riven.
This was probably the one role I didn't want. What the hell, I only have the lines and I'm only in one scene.
I'm a bit nervous about how I'll be doing a villain, but I'm gonna be with Miku, who's a sickening performer, so hopefully Miku will be able to help.
The queens all split up to go rehearse. Both Staryu and Fleury are rehearsing their scene. Staryu looking annoyed the entire time performing, being so distracted to the point where she's messing up her lines, and Fleury is having to help her.
I know I did not give up the lead role just for Staryu to throw a tantrum, but for now I'm gonna do whatever I can to help her.
Fleury decides to help Staryu with the steps while Staryu is still struggling. She is slowly getting it. For the lines part she keeps forgetting them. Fleury decides to just take a break from rehearsing and let Staryu vent her frustrations.
While yes, I'm mad, I have the shit role, I'm happy I get to work with Fleury. She's taking the time to help me get over my feelings.
The main 6 queens are all rehearsing while the queens are working. Well, there are some small struggles. Licia is getting confused over her lines and so making her choreo get messed up.
I feel really bad for Licia. I definitely do like her and want to help her, especially because if she flops it throws off everyone else.
The others help Licia with her lines. Meanwhile, Pudding looks a bit upset while watching them help Licia.
I don't get why everyone's helping Licia. Instead, they should just be reading Silver for making terrible casting choices, because mama, what is this?
While the others are helping Licia, Lilamon is off by herself doing her choreo, so Pudding comes up to her and goes over the choreo with her. Pudding is going through the choreo too fast for Lilamon. Lilamon asks for Pudding to slow down, which Pudding look even more mad.
Girl, I didn't even do anything. and suddenly Pudding looks like she's about to murder someone.
I don't get why half of these girls who can't dance or remember their lines got the lead roles. This is gonna be a hot mess.
The rest of the main characters go over to Pudding and Lalamon Pave. Noticing Pudding's look, ask her what's wrong, and Pudding says that Silver made terrible casting choices, adding to the list of reasons why Silver should have gone home, and then she tells both Lalamon and Licia to get it together because she isn't going down just because they can't get it together. Licia then claps back and tells Pudding to get off her high horse and to shut the fuck up, and so the two go back and forth in an argument.
Both Licia and Pudding are fighting, and like I kind of love it, because I love drama, but also it's kind of pissing me off because we're supposed to be working together.
Meanwhile, with the villains group, Miku is helping both Mama and Ember with the choreo, but while rehearsing they were interpreted by how Licia and Pudding were arguing.
Girl, everything was all fine and fun, and then Hughes, Baby, and Leisha start fighting someone. Please shut them up.
The three queens go over to the scene and Mama yells at the two queens, telling them to be quiet for the others to rehearse. Licia agrees to drop it, but Pudding tells Licia to step up her pussy for the challenge, then goes off to rehearse.
I've dealt with some rowdy baby queens, but never in my life have I had to yell at two queens like this.
The three villains go back to rehearsing and they are now focusing on their lines. Ember seems a bit nervous while going through the lines. Miku asks if Ember is okay and Ember says she isn't used to acting much, so this is a struggle.
I'm very scared for this challenge, especially because we don't have much time to get our shit together and I don't want to drag down Miku and Mama.
Mama tells Ember to just deal with the nerves now rather than later on the main stage, and Miku agrees with Mama.
I'm a huge performer, and there was so many times where I was so nervous for a performance days before, and once the performance came I ate it up, so I hope Ember can be like that as well.
Cover girl, put the bass in your walk, head to toe, let your whole body talk.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoons Drag Race Holland. I am Musa. Now let's meet our judges. Our two permanent judges, Katie and Sadie, and our extra special guest, Judge Tony winner and Cartoon Drag Race alumni Ida Davis. This week we challenged our queens to perform in Winx Club the Rusical. Now then, let's see how they did.
Pave slayed the challenge.
Oh girl, I ate as Musa in front of Musa. This is literally the best day of my life.
Hatsune Miku, Mama, and Tiny had a great performance.
Oh girl, I slayed as Bloom. So happy I didn't let Flurry get this role despite the fact my team was a mess. I think we put out a good performance.
Despite the fact I'm not used to villainous roles, I think me and my team did pretty well.
Madame Fleury, Ember Lumen, Lilamon, Staryu, Silver, Pudding, and Licia had a good performance.
Even though I did alright in the challenge, I still think I did pretty good, especially compared to some of the others.
Girl, if it weren't for Pudding throwing a bitch fit during rehearsal, I would have ate, but no, she wanted to take away time from us.
Licia, Ember Lumen, Pave, Miku, Tiny, and Staryu all represent the tops and bottoms of the week. Pave ... Congratulations, you're the winner of this week's challenge.
Well, who's surprised, am I right?
Hatsune Miku and Tiny Kong, you're both safe.
I am very happy for Pave, and he did deserve the win. I also count my high placement as a win since the judges actually noticed me.
Licia, Ember Lumen, and Staryu, you three are all the bottoms of the week. Staryu, you're safe.
Girl, are you for real? Me in the bottom out of the other bitches who did the same or worse as me.
Licia and Ember Lumen, I'm sorry my queens, you are both up for elimination.
Licia had a good performance, Ember Lumen had a bad performance. Licia
Shantae, you stay.
Ember Lumen
Sashay away.
The queens all enter the Untucked Lounge. Once in the lounge, everyone congratulates Pave and Pave thanks them all. He then congratulates Licia for her lip sync. The thanks Pave and says she wouldn't be there if a certain someone didn't have a bitch fit. Catching Pudding's attention, she then asks who Licia is talking about, and Licia says she knows who she's talking about before walking away. Both Staryu and Pudding are talking about the challenge, and Staryu says she's angry that she was in the bottom placement, and Pudding says that it should have been someone else, and Staryu agrees. Pudding then says that it's Silver's fault for the bottom three since he gave them the worst roles. Staryu agrees and says she will handle Silver later. Meanwhile, when Mama, Fleury, Lilamon and Silver were all talking. A TV is rolled in, and once it plays it shows Mama's family with her husband Papa and her two drag children Ichigo and Ringo. Mama almost starts to cry immediately after seeing them on the screen. They all say how excited they are for Mama and how she is here, and Ichigo says that once Mama wins season 1 she will then win season 2, getting some laughs from the queens. And then Flurry says that Mama might have a soon-to-be drag superstar in the family that isn't herself, getting more laughs. The TV then turns off and the episode ends with the queens being ushered out of the Untucked Lounge.